Welcome back to another episode of Connections, guys. How are you guys doing?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to It Talk Thursday. I'm excited. And you, Mr. Luto?
I'm very well, thank you. My flu-like symptoms disappeared overnight.
Excellent.
You guys and your flus, please do behave.
No, there were symptoms. It wasn't, the proper virus. Yeah.
Also, it was gonna develop.
Yeah.
It was on a
Until
development until I'm in bedment and segment. Yeah.
oh, it's the Luto. Welcome to It, everyone. Talk Thursday. Today we are talking about a rather serious topic. Wanna tell them what it is?
Bullying.
Bullying.
People being mean. And
Say
that's
it like
not
this.
nice.
Bullying.
Bullying.
Oh, look
Bullying.
at you.
Bullying. Like,
Getting
what the
there.
hell? Like,
Getting
no.
there.
It's mean and it's terrible.
Yeah,
I don't like bullying. And the different ways that it manifests itself
Yeah.
and what we can actually do about it and how we can stop it.
And actually, Unati, you were telling us that you did a little bit of investigating and the history of the word bullying.
Ah, yes, the history of the word bullying. It originated in the 1500s. It actually was a term of endearment, generally used amongst young men, friendly boy, friends, not like that. They were just
Brotherly
friends.
love.
And they call each other, brotherly love, And they called each other bully my pal. And
okay.
then, during the Industrial Revolution, when prostitution was rife in England, it became a term to describe the thugs and bouncers or protectors or bodyguards of the prostitutes of the streets who used to collect the money. People who would aggress and attack and intimidate
Okay. So
other
it was
people.
associated with that
Yes,
behavior.
it was associated with that behavior. And then the etymology of the word and the semantics of the word just shifted as words do in English.
That
And now it
explains
means
my
bully.
definition here. Thursday talk.
Yeah.
We normally discuss serious topics. Not that we don't discuss serious topics throughout the week,
Yeah.
but I think we should give people like the definition.
Yeah,
you know,
the
textbook
lowdown.
The
definition,
proper,
And,
dictionary meaning.
Yeah, and what I have here is bullying is the use of force or coercion to abuse or intimidate others. The behavior can be habitual and involve an imbalance of or social or physical power. It can include verbal harassment or threat, physical assault or coercion, and may be directed repeatedly towards particular victims.
Yeah, it's
So-
just not cool in general, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really
thank
not
you
cool.
for that very, very insightful meaning. Well, guys, you at home, if you want to get talking with us, it is pretty simple to do so. Facebook, www.facebook.com/Mindset Connections. And we are on Twitter at Connexions319. You can give us a call. Our number is 086-105. Oh, gosh, why is this?
This
This
picture
is
is
a-
just
I start
overwhelming you.
proving.
Okay, wait. Let's do it again. Call us. Our number is 086-105-8262. And you can send us an SMS. Our number is 083-44-88810. And finally, you can email us connections@mindset.co.za.
I feel you. My tongue is also just
And it's the first time
swollen
that's
today.
happened. Like, I don't usually mess it up. Now I'm sad.
Oh, don't be sad. It's okay. You'll get
It's your
it right
very own
next
big
time.
five. You are
It is
allowed
my
to mess it up.
Yeah.
No, guys.
Only once, though.
But
Don't make it a
anyway,
habit.
back to the topic at hand. Like, why do you think bullying has just decided to manifest itself so nefariously, which means insidiously? Well, that doesn't really help very much. I can't think of another way to define
Word
nefarious
for
or
the day.
insidious.
Word for the evening, rather.
I can't think of the way to define
Raised
it
brow
without
right
using
here.
another big word.
Confused
Look
face.
it up in a dictionary. Go Google it. Anyway.
Jeez, all about helping the viewers at home get to terms, with
No, Unati, okay.
Okay,
No.
but bullying has manifested itself differently
Yeah.
this day and age, especially with technology and media. I mean, people see things on the television and then they emulate it in real life. And when people are being attacked, and I think it's also it's a learned behavior that you pick up from the home environment.
From home, from watching TV,
Yeah.
your
things like
associates.
wrestling, and there are movies out there. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's this movie my dad is quite a fan of, like Rambo. Do you know
Yeah.
Rambo?
Oh, yes, who
Yeah, and then
doesn't
you would
know
watch Rambo. Okay, well, I didn't, but especially boys, they
Yeah.
watch Rambo, and then they go out on the streets like, yeah,
They believe that they've
I'm
got these
Rambo.
qualities. Yeah, yeah.
No, you don't. First of all, you're not Sylvester Stallone. Second of all, you are not in some jungle somewhere, because he's always in some jungle.
He is
Then
always in a
stuff
jungle.
blows up, and he cuts people with knives. It's not cool.
yeah, but I think,
Covered in
movies
mud.
like that.
Take a shower.
Oh,
In a
God.
jungle. In a jungle.
Don't be there in the first place. Like, what are you doing?
So
Yeah.
things like wrestling, I used to be a fan of wrestling. I don't know about you guys.
No, I was never,
Never.
a fan of wrestling.
Never?
I saw
Never.
straight
Ah.
through it. It was ridiculous.
I was a fan, and every time we ask Guti, when it's like this time you're watching wrestling, you got like your John Cena's, your Randy Ortons, and they be fighting, and they look so cool. And then
No, they don't. They're
They
wearing
do.
like silver spandex pants, and they've got this horrible
What-
hair.
what I
They have no
found-
necks.
Yeah. What I found interesting, or rather sad, sad. I was in a mall the one time, and these two old ladies are walking. I'm telling you, they heading for a third,
third
leg, and they're discussing wrestling. Yo, Rey Mysterio, and
yeah,
I'm
grannies
wondering,
love wrestlings. I don't know why.
you in your 70s, you meant to be telling me not to watch that rubbish, and I've got to spectate and listen to you discussing how these
My
guys hit
granny
each
loves
other.
wrestling, guys. It's not a bad thing, it's entertainment. And I think that's the problem, especially when young people now get into it and then they take it from TV, go and, when you're playing at home in the streets, you now want to be Randy Orton, you want to be like a superstar.
That's easy. Just
You
like
know
go
what?
and train and then have no neck. But anyway, let's start looking at the characteristics of
Yeah.
bullying and how they may present themselves. Do you want to take us away?
Okay, I'll just do two. I don't want to gobble them all up.
Okay.
Right, so aggressive bullies. Okay, obviously they're going to be physically stronger because I can't be aggressive with this size. you won't take me serious,
No,
just
we
like you're
won't.
laughing right now.
We won't. We'll be like,
So you get
brother
those
man,
aggressive
please.
bullies, they sort of threaten people, or they just kind of give you that look and you're like, sorry, and then you get your passive bullies. Okay, they tend to be insecure, they shy, they just
They're sad
they're
inside.
sad.
Violence are
The
playing
word
for
says
them
it
all
all.
the
They're just
time.
passive.
And they're angry and just want to hurt everyone. Sorry, I'm not making jest of this, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a serious topic.
Yeah. And the next one?
The next one,
Yeah.
bully victims. So as I say all these things, you develop this thing in your mind that, okay, these are all the parties involved. Okay, now the victims are obviously then those who are bullied like themselves.
So now they must go find someone else to hurt.
Now they must go find someone else to hurt to make themselves feel better. It's just an endless chain.
Yeah.
And then we move on to passive victims.
Okay.
Okay, we had passive bullies earlier. Now you get passive victims. Now they directly provoked by these bullies. Okay,
Okay. So you mean like they don't do anything, like the bully just comes up to them and starts causing nonsense?
they passive.
Passive. Just
Passive.
like, "Yes, Thulelang."
Yeah, and the provocative victims. And these are, says here, like small groups of children who often behave in a ways that arouse negative responses from around them, such as anger, irritation, and so forth. You do see these. You get those people. I know. I'm afraid. I wasn't bullied, but hey, I was passive, right? So people like me would have formed a group, and be like, yeah, come touch us now. Touch one, you touch us all.
Ooh, I can't
shame,
imagine.
that's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, let me quickly tell you the characteristics of the bystanders. Now, this group includes everyone besides the bully and the victim who is present during a bullying incident. And then bystanders may experience the following. You might be afraid to associate with the victim, or you might fear reporting bullying incidents because they do not want to be called a snitch or a tattletale or an informer. And then you might also experience feelings of guilt and helplessness for not standing up to the bully on behalf of their classmate. And you might also be drawn into bullying behavior by group pressure. And finally, you will feel feel unsafe and unable to take action or, you know, loss of control.
Yeah.
So that is a bystander.
That's a bystander. But there's different contexts for bullying, and you know, bullying doesn't always happen in one place necessarily.
Yeah.
It can manifest itself in a number of ways.
Yeah.
For example, cyberbullying, disability bullying, the list goes
Gay
on.
bullying.
Gay,
and on.
Yeah.
homosexuality bullying, work bullying, school bullying, prison bullying, many bullyings. People just seem to not like anything that stands out, that's different, and whatever that is, whether it's a rite of passage or whether it's because you feel threatened by something that you don't necessarily
Yeah.
understand, people like to lash out and act out against that kind of thing.
And
You know what's sad is this whole disability bullying. You know, every morning
Yeah.
there's a disabled lady that I see, and you know she's there with her wheelchair, basically from the waist down. You know, there's nothing that she can do, and people get annoyed with her because obviously she's going to get, you know, to get through places,
Yeah.
and she's going to need assistance. You know, and you get those people that bully or criticize her like as if she could, you know, help
imagine,
herself.
how do
type
you
of a thing.
feel as a person?
But now you, the one who's committing this deed, bullying this person, how would you feel if that person was a family member of yours, a sister of yours, a brother of yours?
Yeah, it's
You
not
know,
fair.
and that's when it changes. Now you're like, oh, now it's not funny. Now it's
Yeah.
not funny. Or at school,
yeah.
you know, you get these kids, these big boys. Yeah, I'll bully all these grade 8s, all these grade 9s, whatnot. Right? No one's going to touch my brother. Right? It's funny when you bully other people's kids or other
Yeah.
people's siblings, but
Yeah.
it ain't funny when
When
I
it
lay a
happens to
hand
you.
on your
Yeah.
brother.
So were you guys bullied at school?
I was bullied.
I was
was
bullied
bullied.
once. And funny enough, I saw my bullier, the person who committed this deed to me. I saw him yesterday. And I was
Yesterday?
thinking, yeah, and I'm thinking, bro, you ain't as big as I thought you were. You know? I'm telling you, these guys walked with their hands in their pockets, and you would swear that they can't even.
It's the
turn
blazer.
or-
It's the blazer.
Was it in
Yeah.
high
Yeah.
school,
It was in high
primary?
school. I was in grade 8. He was in matric.
Oh.
And he was like the first team rugby guy
Matric
and
and you've
everything.
got time. You
Yeah,
you've
like,
got time for
surely your
nonsense.
books are waiting for you.
Like, what's going on here?
Seriously?
They tried to bully me for a while. Didn't really work. I eventually got sick of it and
I was
and
bullied, guys, and I
retaliated.
was in preschool. It was the saddest thing ever because I'm in preschool, and then this girl, I even remember her name, actually,
Don't mention,
Nombuso.
she'll come
No, I
after
don't
you.
care. Please, in this day and age. Nombuso, she thought that she was the queen of the swing, and no other child was allowed to be on the swing.
But you're like
It was
8
the
months older
saddest
than
thing.
you.
Huh. And she slapped me, guys. Oh my word. I don't think my parents even know about this, but I was bullied, and I will never forget that girl, Unombuso. And if I were to see her right now, girl,
She tells us a story like it happened yesterday.
Yeah,
it was in
It has
preschool.
scarred you, hey? It
Forever.
scarred you
Like
for
13
life.
years back.
Yeah,
This
no,
girl,
I'm
shame.
sorry, Angel. But we'll be back to
I
talk
see that
more
tear.
about
Whatever.
playground bullies
Oh,
and
my
whatnot and
gosh.
how this
Oof.
manifests. But please don't go away and join us after the break. Welcome back to Connections, guys. And if you're just joining us, we are talking about bullying in all of
Bullying.
its forms
And its seriousness.
and its seriousness, because
Yeah,
it's
it's not a joke, hey? No.
It's not a joke.
No. Even if you're bullied 20 years back, share with us. We won't laugh because it's not funny.
It's not funny.
Who feels you? It wasn't.
But it
your
will get
swing
better,
situation
guys.
was not funny.
It wasn't really.
not funny.
I didn't
No.
experience enough swinging because of that girl. At crèche, I did not swing because that girl would be there and she'd be like, where you think you're going? I'm like, okay, sorry.
Go to these kiddie restaurants and you'll
I
find
imagine
swimmers.
with these hips, really, will I fit?
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, we've got some stories that made it to the media now.
Yeah.
It was like a big media thing. And with me here, I have a very recent incident that took place. It is titled Bullies Break Boys Back. Okay, and quickly it says a Chatsworth schoolboy faces the prospect of being paralyzed from the waist down after two bullies used a dangerous maneuver copied from a popular TV wrestling show and drove his head into the ground. The boy, who's 18 years old, has been in hospital for more than a week and was due to undergo a spine operation on Wednesday, which was yesterday, and this would determine if he will be able to walk again. So, 18-year-old boys playing wrestling. That's what we have in our
And
hands
it's a
right
very
now.
recent story. I mean, I was watching the news
Very
just before the show.
recent.
And they were also saying that, I mean, his op will determine whether he will be
Able to
paralyzed
walk.
or not. And I mean, think of it. He's 18 years old. He's young.
You have your whole life
You have
ahead
your
of you.
whole life ahead of you, of course.
Oh my
And now
word.
when you're paralyzed at 18, you know, where your bullies at that stage? How do you feel? Because obviously the people that bullied him are around his age group, you know?
No, but what
life
I
are they
really
gonna
could
have?
not process was the fact that 18-year-old boys badly wrestling, or
Yeah.
they're not playing, but they copying the moves that are done on wrestling, and they practicing it on another young
And
boy.
the show
I don't
says
know-
very well, do not
Try
what?
this
You-
at
you
home.
watch the-
Yeah, do not try this at
You
home.
watch it
They
on
even
watching-
say do not try this at home or at school. You know, for those people who
do
just
not
like
mimic it, period.
The thing is, like, what I don't understand is why people don't understand basic anatomy. If you take a human being and you drop him on his head, he will either die or be paralyzed. Like, it just like,
what rocket science?
like think before you do things. Like think. Like my science teacher used to say, put your brain into gear before you do
Please
anything.
do.
Like, put your brain into gear before you hit the accelerator. Like,
But it's
what are
all
you
these,
doing?
It's all these. I'm sure they were big kids, and you know, it's all these sups they take, these roids that they're roiding up. I'm telling you, those things play around with these boys' testosterones,
Yeah.
and they think they're hulks.
They think they're
And now,
hot, yeah.
Phela Manje, it also brings in the parents. I mean, you've got the parents of the victim, you've got the parents of the bullies.
perpetrator.
Yeah. And how that, because the young boy now, he might not be able to walk. And then you've got these ones who might face jail sentence.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to affect the parents.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I mean, it's got far-reaching implications, but think, people, like, think before you do something. Like, because before that point when you hit him on his head, things were kind of okay for you. Like, you weren't going to jail, you weren't in trouble, a boy wasn't going to be paralyzed, somebody's life wasn't going to be completely ruined. In, like, a 30-second move, not a
Yo.
5-second move, you literally just destroyed several lives. Think before you do something. It's ridiculous. And don't
got
be
bullies.
aggressive. What's wrong with you? Read a book. Walk
That
a
is your favorite saying. I
Yeah.
promise you, that is
I
your
promise
favorite
you. Read
saying.
a book. Yes, read a book. It'll
I'll
be
get
much better for
agitated.
you.
If I read a book, I'll probably become a bully. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I will never, ever. The perpetrators, let's
Yeah.
think of them. You know, I'm this bully, whatnot. What role do the parents have? Maybe are they the ones who are like, yo, beat them
Maybe.
up. If any of these kids treat you badly at school, I am coming to save you. You beat them up.
You must fight for yourself.
Fight for yourself.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're a little bit absent. There's a whole number of reasons and compounding factors that could contribute to somebody being that insane, really. No, like,
Maybe
call
it's
a spade a spade.
psychological.
Like, there's something wrong with you if you're doing that to other people when you're 18 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised you haven't been,
Yeah.
like, torturing kittens. Like, you know, like, there's something wrong, a little bit wrong with you. And honestly, you're not thinking straight. You really, really, really aren't thinking
And then
straight.
there's also this thing that, okay, now this has happened. What do we, as the school, what are we supposed to do now? Because you've got kids who are troublesome, I guess, or the perpetrators. You've got a victim who is in hospital. It looks bad on the school. What is the school supposed to do?
They've got to come up and do something, but I mean, you can't police everybody. But
Yeah.
anyway, Luto, what do you have on
I've
your
got an
side? There's
article
plenty of
here.
stories as well.
Yours was serious.
Yeah.
No joke. This is serious
Yeah.
as well. Pupils are relieved that a bully is dead.
Yeah,
Do it geraak.
Chineke.
This is in Johannesburg. It happens everywhere, but just happened to be in
In
Johannesburg
Joburg,
at this
in
moment. Yeah.
Johannesburg.
And school kids at this particular school, they all say that they're relieved that this guy has died because, you know, he's been tormenting them and whatnot. An 18-year-old as well has been arrested, and he's been charged with murder for shooting dead a young boy in a classroom at a school, reported by one of our local newspapers. And this boy, basically, where he got this weapon, it was a gun that he used. Where he got this weapon is that his mom is a metro cop, I suppose JNPD, since it's Johannesburg.
Yeah.
The mom is a metro cop. Obviously, she's got a weapon, happened to be a gun. And he used this, took it to school, and shot this bully. Maybe he had enough.
Pushed to the edge.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not condoning the apathy.
Not at all.
But the kids who are, this is very tricky because, I mean, the kids who are relieved They have a right to that emotion. They do.
But then the family that's heartbroken. I mean, if I was just to read here, and it always happens that parents never see these behavioral patterns in their kids, because the mother here, she's shocked. She says, "I'm hurt because it happened to my baby," you know, and she never expected this, you know.
I know, and it's sad. It's because it's a loss of life. It's sad. I'm not saying, yeah, hey, the bully's dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's sad. It's really, really horrific. But at the end of the day, actions have consequences. And before one resorts to violence, why not seek out help? Why not speak to the teachers?
Yeah.
I know you're going to be labeled a snitch, but this whole like no snitching thing, it's not doing anybody any favors, guys. Like, really, let's get over it now.
Do schools not have, because I remember at my school we did, you know, these counseling ladies or whatnot.
Yeah.
I mean, arrange a meeting with her, or, you know, just book a slot. No one needs to know about it.
Yeah,
you know?
just or talk to somebody and get that person reprimanded, because it's unacceptable. That kind of behavior is unacceptable, and eventually every human being will reach their breaking point. They will. And this is how it's manifested in this child who went out and sought retribution and decided to kill this boy. And it's really sad, but you know.
But in this case, with the bully who was shot, I don't think then we can say he picked it up from his parents or his upbringing, because now the grandmother did say that, "I am shocked. I know my grandson and he was an angel," meaning that you've got like two personalities. You leave the house as an angel, you get to school, you put on this armor, and you are, I don't know, the strong Sambaudinje who just wants to rule the school.
It's that frustration.
Yeah, it is that frustration.
It's that frustration. Remember this pupil we're talking about here? He's alive. He's the one who was being bullied. He took the gun and killed the one who was bullying him. You know, so I don't know. You may justify it and say it was that frustration. There were many.
It's not a justification, but it's the cause.
Not at all. Yeah.
It's the cause.
Yeah.
It's the cause of
It's quite sad.
Well, I've got something here on cyberbullying and how that affects people and manifests in RL, as gamers call it, real life.
Oh.
So it happened at a school where they were cyberbullying this girl, and eventually
I was about to say this is so popular with girls. I was about to say.
So cyberbullying is more with girls.
Well, I would suppose so. But, okay, cool. Let me read the article quickly. That's just a few paragraphs. First, they called her fat and then threw diet pills at her.
Oh.
Then they took to Facebook and BlackBerry's BBM chat service with a series of threats, name-calling, and nasty comments. And when that was not enough, the 4 Krugersdorp high school girls marched up to the 15-year-old pupil and hit her over the head with a glass juice bottle. And the next day, this girl she was supposed to be suspended. There's supposed to be this whole process. The next day, the girl was at school. The next day, the girl was at school.
As if nothing happened.
My point
Nothing
being,
happened. Where's the teacher?
Is
Like,
bullying?
how does, like, it's break, right?
Yeah.
They're all outside now.
Teachers in the staff room.
Why? No, at my school, there were teachers walking up. There was always at least 3 teachers on break duty.
Yes, but okay, in this situation, clearly there was not a teacher. But how was Tata Peace being to a bottle
Joe.
and hit another girl on the forehead with a glass bottle?
For what, though? I don't know. And they used to be friends, and then they had a falling out.
Girls, we're so complicated, eh?
Yeah, Mr. Tandis, okay, we're complicated, but most of us don't resort to hitting other girls over the head with a glass bottle. Like, you know, we might come to verbal blows, but that's about it.
Oh my gosh, what? Okay, again I ask, what does the school do in such a situation? What do you do as a principal?
Well, I mean, you're supposed to start the process, and principals in public schools, I think, actually can't expel students. It has to be like the school board or something who convenes. So it's a long process, and I'm pretty sure it's backed up. But there's got to be some kind of action that a principal can take, at least to dole out suspensions while they're getting to that hearing date.
Oh my word, I don't believe it.
These kids need counseling.
Yeah, they
These
definitely
kids need
counseling.
Counseling, do you think? I don't think it's a matter of needing counseling. Angazi if ngizoti stage or what is it? But
so you paraffin. It's even hard to translate, but you're not right up here. That's all I can say.
Like, but also at the end of the day, these kids videotape this thing and wanted to put it back on YouTube. Like, it's
Exactly.
cool to
Yeah,
beat other
yeah,
people
yeah.
out. This isn't an action movie. This isn't a Chow Yun Fat film here. Like, what are you doing? Why are you taping
You know what you're
yourself?
doing.
That's proof.
You're helping exactly.
Yeah, incriminating yourself. Are you that dwarf? Like, what's wrong with you at the end of the day?
I
You want
don't
tape
believe
me
it.
hitting her. It's
The
ridiculous.
taping thing is also big with guys. That's the only mutual aspect there. Taping incidents, big with guys. Have a fight, boo hoo hoo.
Guri,
On
guri.
YouTube,
Yeah.
create links on Facebook, check this fight out. Really?
It's just male posturing. But we'll be
Really?
back to talk more about
I
how
don't believe it. I'm traumatized.
mad women are and how bitches, I want to take you on YouTube. Men are. And talk more about bullying in more depth. But please don't go away. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Connections. And if you're just
Yes.
joining us, we're still talking about bullying.
Bullies.
Yes.
Those meanies out there that do exist, bullies.
I know, but there's different types of bullying. It isn't just physical.
Oh yeah, actually, we have 3 main bullies. Where is it? There is it. We get physical bullying, which is I think the most common, if I'm not wrong. Which that
No,
is what I saw.
Cyber's
I think verbal is more.
Okay, but the 3 main that we are talking about now
opinion?
is physical. Obviously, physical involves being beaten up or beating up somebody else, and then you get verbal words. Remember, the tongue is like the worst organ in our body because it is so harmful, whether you know it or you don't. But verbal bully does exist. And then we have emotional bullying, and that is also known as relational aggression. And emotional bullying is the act of an aggressor attacking a victim on an emotional level. So those are like the main, and then we get the sub bullies.
Okay.
Those then include the gay bullying, the prison bullying, the cyber bullying,
Yeah.
etc., etc., etc.
Okay, cool. But also remember, there's kind of like this thing, like this institutionalized bullying called initiation, especially in
Yeah.
high schools. It's like it's okay. It's like the one time of the year where you can actually bully people. And sometimes it has really, really, really dangerous results and consequences because some people take it too far. I mean,
Yeah.
what happened at your school with initiations?
Luckily, it wasn't a boarding school because they happen like quite large boarding schools. But I remember grade 8s were given a 5 Rand coin. Go buy me a Coke, a burger, a packet of chips.
Oh,
20th century, dude. Food's expensive. Petrol's going up next week again. Food's going to be more expensive, you know. And you're given a 5 Rand coin to go buy a cool drink, a burger, packet of chips. Or they draw a car on the ground and they're like, make this car move. I'm telling you. Or go hug that tree. Go hug that tree.
oh
No,
my
that was worse.
gosh.
We had to bark at trees until it barked back. I just said no.
A boarding
I said
school
no.
in Durban, all girls, okay? Apparently they had to be butt naked on the field, Mori biscuit between the butt, and run across
Oh.
the field. If it breaks, you come back.
What?
I'm thinking, who's spectating? We're the teachers, type of thing, you know? What are you there for?
I would say no.
A boarding school in Gauteng, 2008 to 2009, they were on special assignment or one of these investigative
Yeah.
journalism shows, you know, and it was an all-boys school. Kids were bullied. Parents obviously took action, and people were labeled. You know,
That's ridiculous.
it's big.
That's
It's big.
huge. But I mean, at the end of the day, an initiation is supposed to be some sort of rite of passage, like bar mitzvah, or when you go get snipped in the bush, or you know, when you turn 18 and you finish high school, you're now considered a man or whatever. These are like small rites of passages that happen culturally and historically throughout history. But I think somehow that part of because some rituals involve some sort of mutilation, and I think that idea of humiliation and mutilation has kind of seeped into the psyches of the youth, and now you've got these like over hormone ridden teenagers trying to make some kind of ritual for themselves.
Yeah.
But you're only 16, boo. Like, calm
Yo.
down. Like, what's your problem? I'm not barking at a tree until it barks back. That's ridiculous.
I never
And if
went through initiation. And I remember the reason I never did initiation when I was starting grade 8, the only reason I didn't do it was because I was wearing a mini skirt, so I couldn't do all those funny things that they required us to do. I was like, excuse me.
Not
No,
a skirt.
not happening.
Were you Let me not even go. That's a topic for another day.
Like the school.
Were there any school rules at your school? Did you have a diary with a code of conduct?
This is how we know. Come on.
School did you go to?
Yeah.
Come on.
I remember at my school, under the knee, bro.
Or 4 centimeters.
guys.
Under the
4
knee.
centimeters above your
Excuse me,
knee.
can I explain how this happened? At our school, orientation and all these funny stuff happened the day before the schools actually opened.
Which is normal.
Yeah, so I was wearing
maybe not.
wearing your home clothes, and I decided to rock my mini, and yeah, then they couldn't initiate me. And then Kasia Skolen, we never went through that. It only
Your
guys
mom
did
let
it.
you walk out with, I don't know how short this thing was. I don't even imagine.
Luto, as you said, that's another topic for another day. Anyway, guys, we have a Facebook comment here from
Kids of today.
Uapiwe.
Yeah.
And he is saying, hi, Apiwe. Apiwe is like
Sup,
number
dude?
one fan. And then he's saying, bullying is everywhere. Even some adults get bullied at work in some way or another. And then he also says the grade 8s really suffer.
Yeah, for sure, that happens. But on touching on his point with adults, because people think like, people wonder, like parents like, you know, like every time they hear about bullying or something terrible happening in schools, but they don't realize that the media and adults like propagate this kind of behavior themselves, for Pete's sake. I mean, look at Wacko Jacko, for example. Michael Jackson was labeled
Did
as
not know who
insane.
that
I also did not know who Wacko Jacko is.
It was the tabloid name that they gave him, Wacko meaning insane, Jacko Jackson. So they kind of labeled him as this crazy person with the hanging of wet babies out windows and the many surgeries, without taking into consideration the fact that he had physical ailments and possibly a disease that caused him to need this kind of surgery. And they just barraged him, man. They just hit him in the media saying incredibly hurtful, rude things. It was everywhere. Well, a bit more rife in the States, I would presume, because of the tabloid culture there. But it was just everywhere.
And another example, we can also use Lindsay Lohan.
Although that one,
Lindsay,
that one needs to go to rehab. Like,
she's been.
She
going
must
to
go
rehab.
back.
What happened to her?
She's also the same as Wacko Jacko. She's also has a media name. I don't know what it is, but the media is really like just eating at her.
I know, because she makes it far too easy. Like,
But
She's
yeah,
just
fine. I know
whack like
Michael
that.
Jackson. Michael Jackson also did crazy
yeah,
stuff.
they did things, but I mean, the point is that then families get home and they sit down together and they're talking at the table and they're talking about Wacko Jacko and they're talking about Lindsay Lohan and they're making jokes at their expense and they're kind of teaching this behavior to children, and it's learned behavior. So then when you go to school, you see somebody different, you're like, okay, so we as a clique here can all sit and have a big fat skinner about this person and maybe even torment them, because that's okay in the media's eyes as well. So, you know, don't be surprised, people.
Yeah, if Wacko Jacko can be called Wacko Jacko, what are we? Like normal people. What are we?
Names
We can be
made,
given names like
Days.
yo, dude.
I'll make a confession. In school, they used to call me Unati Farty because I farted once in class.
That's a big confession to
What?
be made online.
I farted like once. Like everyone farts, Luther. Like the whole planet farts.
Were you laughing?
Like,
Were you laughing? You just
I was
lost
like
it.
laughing or something, and like I was holding it all day because I was waiting to go to the next class so I could let it out. And I farted, and then they
Say
started
that.
calling me Unati Farty.
Farty.
Unati.
That's funny.
Oh my word. Yo, okay. That is quite a confession.
How long did that last? How long did
It
that
didn't
last?
last very long. Some kid tried to do something stupid and I retaliated. So. I always retaliate. dude.
Sorry.
Like, I'm just like, no, I don't recommend it because you get yourself in a lot of trouble usually. But
Yeah.
that was my strategy.
Sure.
'Cause,
Okay.
you can only be treated as badly as the sentence is starting to slowly deteriorate in my mouth right now. But basically what I'm trying to say is if you let somebody treat you badly, you know, that's what they're going to do. If you
Yeah.
allow
Yeah.
that kind of behavior and that kind of abuse to be
If
thrown
you
at you every
entertain
day,
it,
if you entertain
you
it
know.
constantly, you don't do something, you don't stand up for yourself and have a backbone, then, you know, you're going to be walked all over.
And you know, guys, I don't know, maybe I have the face that screams, bully me. But okay, now in my teens, I got a casual job. I'm new at the job. And guess what? I run into a girl who is bullying me. I'm like,
It's
what's your
normal.
problem?
It's normal. You're young, new in the working sphere.
And
They're
she's
gonna
the
bully you.
fossil. She's the fossil of that shop.
Living
and
fossil.
She was so mean. She'd be like, go to the back and get me a shoe. I'm like,
Yeah.
why can't you talk to me properly? Oh my
And
word.
it's not because of your age, because you might find that when you get to work, you're the newbie, you know. This is a vicious cycle. You leave primary school into high school, okay?
You bullied.
In grade 7, you're now the shark. Get to high school, grade 8, you're the
Little
small
fish.
fish, okay? Get to university,
Little fish.
little fish. Get to the workplace, little fish.
Get to the old age home, little fish.
If that
What?
happens.
What? It's the truth. Eventually there's going to be older
But then
geriatrics
y'all are
than
all
you.
wrinkled up and you don't mind.
you don't
who
have time
doesn't
to
like
bully
to-
the
Whatever.
next
yeah.
person.
Too old for this.
Okay, and then what do you think that we as the youth, the young people, the bullies, the bullied, the bystanders, what can we do to actually make sure or see to it that bullying iyayehla, or can we prevent it?
I think bystanders need to stop being bystanders,
Yeah.
and they need, because like at the end of the day, he can't hit 50 of you. Like, you know, 50 people are going to take you down. 50 people are going to crush your skull. in.
Yeah.
Like, he can't hit all 50 of you. So why are you all standing there thinking you can't do anything against this guy? Like, or girl, or whatever the
Yeah.
situation may be. If there's 10, 15 of you, it doesn't even have to be 50. If there's like 6 of you on one person or 2 people, that person's going down today. And I'm not saying you have to resort to violence. I'm just saying say stop. Or one of us is going
Stand
to report
together, like,
you. Yes,
have
like a
a
human
chain.
shield. Like one of us is going to report you to a teacher or
principal,
something, or
yeah.
principal, or to the supervisor at the office, or whatever the case may be.
Without even getting to the point of reporting it, you know, if people get together and be like, yo, we are against this type of a thing, you know,
You're
because now
not cool, guy.
you've created like an uncomfortable vibe for others at school, you know, kids don't want to go to school now because of that, or, you know,
Yeah.
homeschooling and whatnot. But without even getting to that point of reporting it, you know, if there are people who are wise and smart enough to realize that, hey, this isn't as funny as we thought, or let's not become part of this,
Yeah.
you know, and have that emotional thing that, you know, I'm hurting other people's emotions, I'm stepping on other people's grounds, you know, let's not do this type of a thing,
Yeah.
you know.
I
And
think
then
I think I might be paraphrasing here, but great evil occurs when good people do nothing.
Great evil occurs when
Good
good people do
nothing.
nothing, and that is
Is
absolutely
that from
true.
Shakespeare?
I don't know. I can't
Probably
recall, but I'm
is.
paraphrasing it. I have no idea. I don't
Probably
know.
is. You're a Shakespeare fan, so you
Fair
just...
Doesn't
is
sound like-
foul and foul is
Okay, we are not talking
fair.
Shakespeare tonight.
No,
then
but guys,
what,
must
what,
be-
what did the parents do?
I was saying we must be realistic here, okay? We are now fighting bullying. You must know that you get those people in jail. I don't want to say cowards, but yeah,
That's sad. That's really sad.
Like, I
No,
would
but you
never
have those
fight
people that are
anyone.
just naturally quiet
Yeah.
and naturally,
You don't
know,
have to fight. You just have to stand up for somebody else's rights. Being naturally quiet isn't an excuse. It's a little pathetic. Like, stand up for yourself and have a backbone.
No, but that's the way when you are. And then you find somebody else who's totally different. I promise you, I will never fight. I will never
you
ever
don't
fight.
have to
I will-
fight. You just
You know
have
what?
to.
I will
you
never
just have to
stand
say
up to-
no. No, I'm not okay with this.
Ah,
you
then
are
you
not
get a
cool.
warm clap across your face, and it's like, oh,
we can
Okay.
argue on this
Five
till the
finger.
cows come home, but we can all agree to disagree.
Yeah.
You know, because not everyone will be man enough or woman enough, or
Yeah,
you know,
I
just
know,
have
I
the
wouldn't.
guts
Show
to.
some chutzpah, man. Some courage, some backbone,
Mm.
a spine, and stand up for what you believe in. Like, stand up for it.
Yeah,
yeah, I'll stand up behind somebody else. Yay!
That's okay, but at least stand up for
At
it and
least
make
you're
a
in that
stand.
crowd that
at
is
least you're in a
against it
crowd.
all.
It's a
Yeah,
big crowd.
yeah.
But to stand back and go, I'm too scared to do something, is a very debilitating way to lead one's life. You need to stand up for yourself. You've got to.
Okay,
Just a
I
quick
hear
one.
you.
Yeah.
Do you think this whole bullying thing is taken seriously in our country, and is it mimicking the States or wherever these shootings
I
and
think
wild things
media-
are happening?
I think media's kind of made like bullies cool.
Yeah.
I think it's made it them really cool because they're always the guy
Movies,
walking
so
up and down, he's got
yeah.
the chicks, and then he hits the guy into the locker
Yeah,
and all that
yeah.
stuff. Do you know what I mean? I think it's made it kind of cool, but it really, really, really isn't, because when you get out into the real world, people are going to think you're kind of a jerk and really mean and not want to hang out with you.
A quick
Yeah.
one. You
Yeah.
bullied. You're at home. What do?
I'm bullied and I'm at home.
Kids that
You,
are
a
bullied.
viewer at home, bullied. Report it.
Report it, talk to someone, stand up for yourself. But anyway, once again, we have run out of time this evening, but remember to join us again on
Monday.
Connections. Good night, have a good evening.
Bye.